And what if you are watching this presentation because it has come to you at the right and perfect time for you? What if you're here because you are finally ready to end your anxiety problem? Isn't that an exciting possibility? It was exciting for the thousands of other people who have used my program to end their anxiety. People like stay-at-home moms to police officers, soldiers, and even well-known TV celebrities, all who use my program to end their anxiety problem. And you know, the thing is, it isn't all that hard to do. You just have to take the first step. Let me tell you quickly how it happened for me. I was in my first year of undergraduate studies when I began to experience panic attacks and general anxiety. After months of struggling with anxiety, I became absolutely determined to find a natural solution to the problem. I didn't want to take drugs or see a therapist for fear it meant I really did have a serious mental problem. So I began intensive research into all the different psychological approaches for ending panic and general anxiety. That research turned out to be incredibly frustrating, as every book and course seemed to be recommending the exact same series of coping techniques and exercises, saying things like relax and breathe through it, seek distractions, or wait for the anxiety to pass. All of this was just helping me to cope with the anxiety, not to end it. So I kept searching for a real solution. Something that would finally stop the panic attacks and general anxiety. I began by experimenting with a very counterintuitive approach to stop anxiety. An approach that turned the tables completely. And to my great surprise, it turned out to be incredibly effective. So effective that the looming panic attack stopped immediately. And what's more, over the coming days, my general anxiety level dropped right down. I tested this approach over a few weeks, and each time I got the very same results. I was now able to stop a panic attack within a matter of seconds, and I could bring my general anxiety right down within minutes. This was complete freedom for me. I could now start doing things I was avoiding. I could go out without the fear of an anxiety bomb ticking inside of me. I could travel long distances without the fear of getting stuck someplace far away with anxiety. It was real freedom. I began to formulate the approach into a simple technique that others could use and apply to their lives. I then started teaching it over the internet in 2001, and the results it achieved for people were nothing short of incredible. I had no idea back then what a success this one simple technique would become. And today that technique is known around the world as the 21-7 technique. The program I teach this life-changing technique in is called the Panic Away program and has been sold in over 32 countries worldwide. People from all kinds of backgrounds have used Panic Away to end their anxiety problem, and time again they say the same thing. Why wasn't I told about this years ago? In fact, do you know that in just a few hours of using Panic Away, people report better results than years of therapy and medication? Panic Away is rapid relief for anxiety. So what does that mean for people? Well, it means no more fear of leaving the house in case of a panic attack. No more fear of getting stuck somewhere you can't easily excuse yourself from. No more making excuses why you cannot make it to social engagements. No more putting off holiday plans or business travel. No more fear of getting stuck in traffic or on trains. No more fear of business meetings. No more living a very trapped existence. People call the office all the time with their success stories. Here's an example of the kind of results people are getting.
I am so thankful that I found this. I mean, what a wonderful, wonderful blessing. It works in eliminating that panic attack. I never learned how to deal with panic attacks this way. I'm 32 years old and I've been having them since I was 16. And this is the first time ever that, I was told, look, try it this way, where I actually saw results straight away.
On December 28, 2009, I had my first terrifying panic attack in the form of breathlessness. It was so bad, my body froze. They had to call an ambulance and get me. After a complete medical workup by my doctor, there was nothing they could find. I was diagnosed with GAD. Being a health professional, I decided to go online and learn as much as I could about my condition. Luckily for me, The first line I read was "Panic Away." The book is the most straightforward and well-written piece of clinical literature I have ever read. And being a pharmacist, I've read quite a bit of clinical literature. Within 2 weeks, I have a sense of calm in most days that I have ever had in my whole life. Panic Away not only changed my life and my outlook on it, it saved my life and my career. If it wasn't for this course, I'm not sure which way my life may have turned.
Those are just an example of what people are achieving with Panic Away. Ordinary people regaining their lives through a very simple technique. You'll be amazed at how such a simple technique known as the 21-7 technique could be so powerful in restoring you back to your former carefree self. I'm not only talking about eliminating panic attacks, but also getting your general anxiety level right back down without the use of any medication or alternative therapies. This technique is based on advanced psychology made simple for everyone to apply. But best of all, it takes seconds to implement and can be done at home, at work, or when traveling. The really unique thing about Panic Away is the speed of recovery. Within one reading of the book, people start to feel much calmer. Within one viewing of the DVD, they can feel their panic and their anxiety lessen. It really can work that fast. The purpose of this presentation is to let you know you can be anxiety-free again. That's our goal together. So listen to what I'm about to say. This is crucial if you are to seriously begin on the road to full recovery. It's a tip specifically for people with panic attacks. There is one key factor that makes the difference between those who fully eliminate panic attacks from their lives and those who do not. That key factor is when the individual no longer fears the thought of having a panic attack. Now, this may seem like a simplified and obvious observation, but give it careful consideration. The one thing that has you searching for a solution to anxiety and panic attacks this very moment is the fear of having another one. The first time a person experiences a panic attack, it can feel like their world is falling down around them. Nowhere feels safe as the anxiety becomes like a stalker lurking in the background. When this happens, people begin to either avoid situations that make them anxious, or they medicate themselves to the point where they're numb to the fear. I'm sure you'll agree neither of the above is a satisfactory solution. What my program Panic Away does, and in particular the 21-7 technique, is give you the ability to immediately stop fearing another panic attack. It's very simple yet amazingly effective. Here's how it works. After a person experiences a panic attack for the first time, the experience can be so impacting that it leaves a strong imprint on the person's psyche. This mental imprint generates a cycle or loop of anxiety, whereby the person develops an unhealthy fear of having another panic attack. Now, people can spend anywhere from months to years caught in this repetitive cycle of anxiety. Panic Away teaches how to break the cycle of anxiety and return to normal, everyday living. The really unique element of the technique is that there is no need for you to regress into your past and find out why you had your initial panic attack in order to get results. All that is needed is your willingness to break out of the anxiety cycle. Are you ready to try this right now? In the end, you must break this cycle of fear with a tool that will allow you to never fear another panic attack. That's been the solution for the thousands of people I've taught so far. From the feedback I get, it's very obvious that other courses and treatments out there are not showing people how to end their anxiety. Rather than fully empowering you, they teach you coping mechanisms and strategies on how to get over a panic attack once it happens and how to get over the anxiety. This is not good enough. Just coping with this condition is simply not good enough. People need a program that teaches them how to free themselves from ever having another panic attack again. That, I'm sure, is the only kind of result you're interested in. So if this works so well, why isn't every doctor and therapist teaching this technique? The reason is because most people who visit their doctor are simply given medication to stop the anxiety. Doctors simply do not have the time to investigate any alternatives with their patients. If a person goes for therapy, they may spend hundreds of dollars to hear the same coping exercises you can find all over on the internet. These ineffective psychological approaches date back to the early 1970s and have never produced more than mediocre results for people. Panic Away, on the other hand, has one of the largest collections of testimonials for an anxiety treatment program. It achieves these results because the technique is so empowering. I've been teaching this technique for almost 10 years now to over 70,000 people. And now the word is finally getting out, with more and more therapists and doctors recommending the use of Panic Away. Dr. Glenn Livingston summed it up the best when he commented on Panic Away, saying, "Finally, a clear and concise explanation of panic in its many forms, with practical advice and exercises for symptom reduction and elimination." So you have to know that there is a very real solution to this problem. Do not keep coping with this condition, hoping it will just go away on its own. You must take action. And never let your anxiety trick you into thinking your case is unique